today, we'll just stand at the top of our mat, feet hip distance apart, just rocking backwards and forwards, just gently till you find your center. And then coming to stillness, shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears and then rolling them down the back. Just having the palms facing forward. Closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, and just starting to arrive in your breath. Inhaling all the way down to the soles of the feet. Exhaling from the earth all the way up through and out your nostrils. And just take 3 or 4 just soft, comfortable breaths here. Not forcing or trying to change anything, just being as you are with yourself. We'll take one more breath here together. Exhaling to release through the mouth this time. Inhaling the arms up overhead, letting the palms float together. You can keep the eyes closed for this if it feels good, or gently blinking them open as you come into a forward fold. Fingertips to the earth or fingertips to your shins. Just moving slowly for the first few moments. Chin to chest. Rolling up. Arms sweeping open to the side, letting them gently float together overhead. Exhaling all the way back down. Starting to open the eyes now if they're not already open. Inhale, sweeping up. Palms together, maybe introducing a little back bend here at the top. Exhaling, forward fold. 2 more like this. Inhale, rolling up. Arms out to the side, little back bend here. Exhaling, forward fold. 1 more. Inhale, rolling up. Arms together. Maybe a little more of a back bend here, squeezing the glutes. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands to the mat, gazing forward, stepping back, right foot, then left foot. Chaturanga, knees to the mat if you like. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Exhaling to release, to soften into the shape. Floating onto the balls of the feet. Little steps towards the front of the mat. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees, sweeping up. Palms come together. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping or floating to the back of the mat. Chaturanga, knees on the mat if you like. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do 1 more like that. Stepping or floating to the top of the mat. Little hop if it feels good. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Sweeping up. Little back bend. Exhaling, forward fold, saluting the sun. Inhale, gazing forward, stepping or a little float to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Just taking 2 breaths here. You can definitely pedal the knees if that feels good. And then eventually finding your way to stillness. Inhaling through the nose, all the way down to the heels. And as you exhale, see what you can shift in the shape. See what you can soften. One more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Floating forward into plank. Knees bend towards the mat, scooping back up. Downward facing dog. 2 more like that. Inhaling into plank. Knees towards the mat. Scooping up. Downward facing dog. 1 more. Inhale, floating forward. Knees towards the mat. Big scoop up, tail towards the ceiling, moving away from your palms. Imagine someone's pressing on your sacrum to move your sit bones back of the thighs to the back of the room. Taking an inhale here. Exhaling, forearms to the mat, elbows under the shoulders. Dolphin pose. So you can gaze forward between your fingers, just with your eyeballs. We're not tilting the head so that we're crunching the neck. We're just keeping the gaze either between our elbows or between our thumbs, maybe starting to walk your toes in towards your face. So we make space by pushing through the forearms, rounding through the upper back. If you can, toes a little bit closer to your face. You can definitely bend the knees if the hamstrings are tight. We'll take 1 more breath here. Exhale to the release. On the inhale, pushing through both palms, coming back up to downward facing dog. Whew, that woke the shoulders up. Starting to walk your hands back towards your feet, rolling yourself up to standing, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Little back bend here. Exhaling, forward fold. Walking forward into a plank. Feet hip distance apart, bringing the heels over to the right. You can have your right hand a little bit forward of your shoulder. Heels over to the right, finding your side plank. So as you lift your left arm, draw your hips and your waist away from the earth as well. Keep the feet staggered here. Take a breath. Stay for the exhale. And then looking down at your mat, left hand returns to the mat, heels back to center, heels over to the left. Push through the left hand, lift the waist and the hips, right arm up. Maybe gazing at your right palm if that feels okay in your body, in your neck. And then right hand down, back to center, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to open the heart. Downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Stay for the exhale. Inhaling, right leg up. Exhaling, stepping the right foot through for warrior 1. Inhale, gently bringing yourself up to standing. So inch the front leg forward a little bit so you can come into a big bend in the knee. Just make sure the left hip and the right hip are even in warrior 1. Exhaling, arrowhead pose. Inhaling, warrior 1. Opening up, warrior 2. Big bend into the front knee. Reversing your warrior 2. Coming back through warrior 2, side angle pose. Left arm lifts up, or you can bring your left arm over your ear. Taking a breath here. Staying for the exhale. Turning over your front leg, arms sweep back, coming onto your tippy toes of your back foot, floating yourself up into warrior three. Inhale, bringing the knee to the chest, standing up. Hands to heart center, flex that left foot. Soft gaze, maybe taking hold of the shin or peace gripping the big toes. If you're peace gripping the big toes, lead with your heel towards the front of the room. Doesn't have to straighten all the way, but clip the shoulder back into its joint. Stand up straight in the standing leg. Maybe opening the leg out to the left. Right arm out to the right or up ahead. Maybe bringing the peace fingers together. On the next inhale, coming back to center, releasing the toes, knee to chest, coming back through your warrior three, stepping back into your warrior one. Inhaling, arms up. Maybe a little back bend here, pressing into the front foot and the outside blade of the back foot. And then exhaling down through a vinyasa or meeting in downward facing dog. If you like, you can lift the right leg, coming into three-legged dog. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Deep breath into the body. As you exhale, letting something go. One more breath like that. Big inhale. Exhale, letting something go. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhaling, stepping through warrior one. So lengthening, moving the front foot forward a little bit so you can have a little bit of a bend, bigger bend in the knee, hip straight to the front. Inhaling your arms up, softening the shoulders. Even weight in both feet. Imagine you're dragging the feet together. Exhaling, leaning forward, arrowhead shape. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lifting up, opening up. Warrior two. Nice big bend into the front knee if that feels okay. Make sure the knees above the toes or towards the left side of the mat. Reversing your warrior two. Inhaling back to warrior two. Left forearm, left thigh. Right arm up. Maybe you're gazing at the right arm. Or right arm towards the front of the room. Taking a breath here. Starting to turn over the front leg. Arms sweep behind you, coming onto the tippy toes of the back foot. And floating up into your warrior three. If it feels okay, you can lengthen your arms forward into the full expression of the pose. Engaging the back leg, lifting through the heel. Otherwise, keeping the hands behind you. And then we're gently going to stand up, knee to chest. Flex that right foot. Tall through the left leg. Make sure the weight is through the whole of the left foot. And then peace gripping the big toe of the right foot or hand to shin. Inhaling, extending the leg. Lead from the heel. Pull the shoulder back into its socket. Soft gaze. Maybe your left arm floats up or out to the side. Maybe your right leg moves to the right. Just moving slowly. The slower you move, the more control you have. Maybe the gaze moves over to the left. Inhaling the right leg back to center. You can bring your left hand to your hip, knee to chest, reaching back through warrior three. Arms straight ahead or back behind you. Gently stepping back, warrior one. Maybe a little back bend here. Exhaling, hands down to the mat. Your vinyasa or just meeting in down dog. Maybe it's a three-legged, left leg up. Chaturanga. Back of the foot to the earth. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Replenishing something in the body as you inhale. Softening into the shape as you exhale. Think about bringing your chest, yes, closer to your thighs without bouncing. Just pushing away from your arms. Very nice. Feeling that tilt of the hips up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Gently bring your forearms back down to the mat. Elbows under the shoulders. Hands in line with your elbows, or you can have them slightly closer together. But push through the upper back to make space between your chest and the earth. And then start to walk your legs back in towards your nose. The knees can be bent. Just taking a couple of breaths here. If you like, pushing through the forearms, lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath here. Staying for the exhale. Gently replacing the right foot to the earth, lifting the left leg up. You can gaze back at your foot that's on the earth as long as your head isn't on the earth. And then exhaling, both feet down, knees to the mat. Gently coming back into a child's pose. Just taking some breath here, letting everything go. Softening everything down. One more breath like that. Staying for the exhale. Inhale, coming forward onto all fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, just coming through a couple of rounds of your cat-cow. Moving slowly through the spine, feeling how everything's feeling. And then gently, we're going to bring our hands slightly behind our shoulders. We're going to come into a chaturanga type shape until we move our head forward and place the base of our head onto the earth. And then lift our legs back up into our dolphin shape. So make sure you can see the tops of your fingertips through your peripheral vision. From there, gently placing the right knee to the right tricep. Elbows pull in towards the center line of the body. Fingertips squeeze the earth. Either swapping legs or maybe placing the left leg to the arms as well. We don't want to feel the weight on the head. There'll be a little bit of weight on the head, but mainly the weight is through the hands. Nice. We'll go one more time. So head down, dolphin shape. Squeeze the fingertips, elbows in. Right knee to tricep, left knee to tricep. This is a great place to stay always. But when you're feeling super steady in the shape, You can eventually start to lift one leg up, bring it back to your tricep, lift the other leg up. Maybe one day, both legs will lift up. Slowly with control, never with jumping. Lovely, excellent. So from there, coming back to center, just starting to move through a few cat-cows again. And then spreading the knees wide, gently bringing yourself back into your child's pose. Forehead to the earth. Taking a couple of breaths here. Just letting everything settle, the breath, the body, the mind. Noticing your thoughts, noticing what you're saying to yourself. And just remember that both of those things, yourself and your self-talk, are not who you are. So look deeper than that to the authentic self beneath the superficial. Inhale, coming back to center, onto all fours and making our way up for our camel pose. So knees hip distance apart, 2 fists in between the knees. Tucking the toes or not. Let's inhale our arms up towards the ceiling today. So squeeze the glutes, open through the front of the hips, lock that position in. Lifting up through the arms, shoulders down. Lowering the right hand down to your heel. Inhale, coming back up. Lowering the left hand down to your heel. You can tuck the toes if it's more accessible. Just make sure the hips are always pointing forward, the glutes and squeeze. Inhale, coming back up. Doing that a few more times. Or you can come back straight back into camel where you're holding both heels if that feels good for you. Squeeze the glutes tighter, open through the front of the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Chin can be to your chest, or you can lower the head. Or you're in any other variations. You don't have to have both hands on your heels. What you do need to do is tuck the sit bones under to open through the front of the thigh so that the body's going up and around. We're not just dumping into the lower back. On the next inhale, slowly coming up and gently sitting down on your shins or between your ankles for hero pose. You can have a block underneath your hips. Ideally in this shape, if you're sitting between your feet, you're not sitting on your feet, you're sitting in between your feet. You can put a block underneath your seat. You can stay here. Your knees are meant to be together, but most of us in the West find it very difficult to bring our knees together. So this is called hero pose. Otherwise, you're sitting on your shins. If you feel very open in this shape, you're welcome to come down onto your elbows. But taking it really easy because it can irritate the knee, and we don't want to do that. So just taking a few breaths here. Or if it feels okay, lowering yourself all the way down onto your back. If you get down onto your back and it's feeling awful in your knee in particular, just coming straight back up to any other variation. I'll just take 2 more breaths here. And then gently bringing ourselves back onto all fours. Stretching the right leg out behind you. Be on the ball of your foot. Heel towards the back of the room to release through that leg. Step the left leg back through your plank. Gently lift yourself up. Downward facing dog. Just taking a breath here. Exhaling to release. Looking forward between your hands, we're going to step or float through to a seat. So if you've got 2 blocks and you want to do the float with your 2 blocks, just placing your block under each hand, coming into your downward facing dog, coming onto the balls of the feet, pushing through the hands. The hands are slightly in front of the shoulders. We're just going to cross the legs and gently swing ourselves through, coming down to a seat. Beautiful. Well done. Straighten the legs in front of you. And then inhaling the arms up. Exhaling into your forward fold. Any variation here in your seated forward fold, it can be active, can be very relaxed. Just taking a couple of breaths. And then slowly rolling yourself up and all the way down onto your back. Bringing your knees to your chest as you come back, giving them a bit of a squeeze, little rock side to side. And then for a few breaths, finding your happy baby. Elbows in, not elbows, knees in towards the armpits. Feet as if they're going to step flat onto the ceiling. If you're not able to hold on to the outsides of your feet, hold on to the outsides of your shins or place your hands behind your thighs. The whole back is melting into the mat, including the sacrum. And then from there, gently bringing your knees to your chest, opening the arms out to a T, lowering the knees over towards the left. Both shoulders flat on the earth. Staying here is beautiful. If you're feeling a bit more open today, you can straighten the top leg and take hold of the outside blade of the right foot with the left hand. And again, this is a perfect place to stay. Or you can start to bring your left knee closer towards your right hip. So just inching that foot, the left foot towards the right, and see if you can hold on to the top of the left foot with your right hand. And then flex that foot. Still trying to keep your shoulder blade settled to the earth. This is called catapulting the tail. But anywhere along that stretch is fine. You may be with your knees together over to the left. You may have your right leg extended. You may have your left leg curled back. But nothing is a must do. It's all just an exploration to see what feels good in your body. Maybe gazing over the right shoulder gently. Take one more breath here. Exhaling to soften. Inhaling, gently unraveling back to center. Giving the knees a bit of a squeeze. Little rock on the lower back. And then arms open to a T. Gently lowering the knees over to the right. So you can place your feet down and just bring your hips back to center if they've moved off center. And then come into your twist to the right. Both shoulder blades heavy to the earth. Just taking a breath here. Noticing how this side feels. Maybe lengthening the top foot, the left foot, and taking hold of the outside of the left foot with the right hand. Shoulder blades on the earth, and just see how that feels. That feels good, and you feel like you've got more space. You can start to bring the right heel over to the left and look for the top of the right foot. Flexing that foot around your fingers if you're holding the back foot, and then coming back to settling your shoulders onto the earth. Once again, if you come to the full variation of cat pulling its tail and it doesn't feel nice, release something so that you can have a nice, enjoyable stretch. Maybe you close down the eyes. Maybe your gaze through closed eyes is over to the left. One more breath here, wherever you are. And then gently starting to unravel. Bring the knees back to the chest, a little bit of a squeeze, a little rock side to side. Maybe curling your eyes up towards your knees, giving yourself a much tighter squeeze. And then gently unraveling into your Shavasana. Feet splay out, palms splay out, fingers gently curled in towards the palms. Taking an inhale here. Exhaling, releasing the practice, releasing control of the breath. Placing the tip of your tongue behind your two top teeth. Softening through the facial muscles. Shavasana. On the next inhale, gently starting to deepen the breath. Bringing some movement to the fingers and the toes. Extending the arms up ahead and reaching the legs down the mat. And gently rolling over onto one side. Taking a breath here for a moment, observing the body, observing the mind. Noticing if anything shifted since we first started the practice. And then gently making your way up to a seat. sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhaling into heart center. Taking one more inhale here. Exhaling, bowing forward. Together we say, Namaste.